Oh no, that's fantastic. I really want to sort of understand though, in your path, if you had to name, really looking back, at your younger self, and this is something I ask everybody because, I so wish, and I'm a quantum physicist by education, and I want to make the time machine that makes me be able to go back and meet my former, like my younger self, and just tell myself so many things. But what would you tell your younger self, out of, all the points we talked about, or some that we haven't, just to help set her on a path to succeed earlier, maybe than she already did?
I'd say apply to Microsoft sooner.
Oh my God.
I always thought, like, even though it was a dream, I always thought I was never good enough. Like that imposter
Mm,
syndrome that we talked about kicked in
yeah.
and said I was never good enough. And some wee girl from Scotland was never going to work for Microsoft. So yeah, I'd definitely tell her if I could go back and go apply sooner, because the opportunities in Microsoft are amazing and I've loved it. But I guess equally, the career path that I've taken has made me who I am and probably made me
Mhm.
successful at Microsoft. So that's probably a catch 22, but I definitely tell her to look out for those jobs at Microsoft sooner.
Wow. No, I love my company too, no doubt, but that is a real testament for, the company itself. Like I would have never joined. And when I was interviewed, I was like, listen, for the last 10 years I've been blogging, I had nothing but terrible things to say about you as a company. I came from Apple. I was an Apple fangirl all in. And I was like, my friends, I lived out in Seattle, they would tell me these horror stories about the stack ranking. And, I had, even though, in hindsight, I'm like, well, there's probably a little bit of that everywhere. You're going to always rank your employees, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's terrible. Don't go work there. And so, your passion for the company though is amazing. Like how long